we sat down with our marriage therapist, and she asked us, before I transitioned, how many LGBTQ folks we knew. And I came up with three people.
It is a process for everybody, not just the one who transitions, not just the people who are the closest to them, not even people who want to be their allies. It's a process it is for everybody. One of the things I've had to get in the habit of doing is, I'm like, okay, if I want to be more inclusive with people who are in this community, I need to start making a habit of asking, what's your preferred pronouns? It means so much to put forth effort to be like, oh, it's not just that I'm cool with this person. I want to make them feel seen in a way that doesn't make a scene. So going over, hey, how's it going? It's so good to see you. If there's something about their outfit that you think looks cool, hey, that's an interesting scarf. I love the bright color, whatever. How have you been? It's that acknowledgement. It's that extra little bit of effort.
And just like coming up and talking to people. And there is that, like, I still wear this, it's gonna fall apart, but I came to the Pride event and my friend Jen finds me in the crowd and goes, I had this made for you. And it was and I wasn't even supposed to be there. She had it in case I happened to show up and I made this for you. And there's an intensity to that says you are wanted.
I see you and you matter.
We have Megan's birth certificate here. It says first and middle name, Megan Renee Hankey. Sex, female. So this is the last thing that we needed before getting her new driver's license.
People's names are important. They have an incredible power because essentially when you deliberately get a person's name right, it means I see you and I acknowledge your existence. And I acknowledge it with the respect I would expect to be given to me. When you deliberately get a person's name wrong, what you're saying is, I don't care about you enough or I'm doing it on purpose because I know it makes you uncomfortable. When you constantly forget it, what that can say to a person is, it's not a very high priority for me to pay attention and work at it to get it correct. So that's why, to a certain extent, certain friendships have just fallen by the wayside, not because the person was horrible, but it's just like, if you want to be friends with me, you need to know my name.
I do find it especially ironic in the case of karate, because my student understood Japanese ways of doing things, understood ways of martial art. There's a way you deal with your sensei. And in this space of getting all up in his own head about religious concerns, much less friendship concerns, couldn't even keep track of this very simple cultural concern.
Basic respect you have for your teacher. Yeah. I think that's the thing, is your friendships with people definitely in the trans community will either flourish or falter by, do you respect them enough to call them by their name? That is not asking for agreement. You don't have to agree with the lifestyle, but that shows acceptance. I accept you as a fellow human being who's worthy of the basic respect of being called the name you say, this is what I am. Can't do that, you're clearly not interested in being my friend. And the thing is there's a difference between complicated, but people who are choosing to be complicated and dramatic and they keep repeatedly making bad decisions, and people who are complicated but they're trying to grow, and you see them grow and you see them change. And it's like, if they're doing that really should be what we rejoice with them about. Find the things in common that you can rejoice about with them as fellow humans. That's a big thing.
How do you show up for trans, especially one that does not necessarily blend in? And a lot of the times, folks who are on the outskirts don't have a lot of energy for initiation. Because there have been lots of thoughts, well, why don't you initiate?
Plus, we want to know that you give a shit. Not we, like I'm not trans. I'm not, but I am going to speak on your behalf on this one. We want to know that you give a shit. Do you give a shit enough to give your time? To really listen? Do you care enough about trying a relationship that you're willing to learn?
It's been this revelation of just seeing the beauty and the color and all this sort of stuff and the humanness. And yeah, it's scary. It's scary to live in it, and it's scary to humanize people like me. Because what we are, in a way, is a colorized mirror when you've been living in Kansas at the beginning of The Wizard of Oz. Now the question is, how many people do I know that are not LGBTQ? So, why be involved in them? We are always our worst humans when we embrace fear. And maybe somebody watches this, decides to give love a shot.
This short film has featured a conversation with Megan and Kari after reviewing an early cut of Really Me, The Diary of a Soul in Transition, a documentary about Megan's first 18 months of transition. Really Me is currently screening in film festivals and preparing for release. To follow the project, join the mailing list, or support the production, visit reallymefilm.com. If you enjoyed this short film and want to see more stories about finding community and belonging, subscribe to this channel or click on the suggested video on the left. See you next time.